So if you missed out on episode 1, that is when we did the unboxing, please go check it out. But now episode 2, we are going to get this thing around the track. We're going to compare it to the old version with the new version, and then we're going to put the Corvette base on, so changing the wheelbase. So that's enough of me talking. Let's start part 2. So before we hit the track, let's set the tone. The track is set at 10.5 volts. Both cars will be running in the green lane, which is the center. Both cars are affixed with the supplied 20,500 RPM Predator motor. Now, please keep in mind, the original, which you're about to see go around the track, I have pulled it apart, I've rebuilt it. Some parts were broken on it. This is from the original build quality, and it will perform well, but it won't perform how it was when it originally came out of the box. But the reason you now have the updated chassis shell is because of those issues. So let's take it for a drive. It is a quick slot car. It is a handful. It's got no magnets. The track is clean. The tires have been cleaned, but it is a handful to drive. A lot of fun. The controller is set at 000, so no sensitivity, no brake, and no traction. And you'll see it is a bit of a tricky beast. So let's bring it back in. And the track is most definitely clean. I have cleaned the track, I've cleaned the tires. Let's go for one more lap. And as you can see, it is all over the place. Now, it isn't running a magnet. The new one does have a magnet, but it does feel like, and it sounds funny saying is pulling the trigger on my controller, the car does feel a little bit loose. It doesn't feel like it is held together well. And again, we have been pulling that apart for some R&D. Now let's put the new one on, and straight away, and I haven't driven it yet, so straight away, yeah, it's a lot better. It is a lot better. Now, please, I have not driven this yet. This is my first time. It's quieter. Of course, it's got a little magnet in the rear, so it's a lot more stable through the corners. I will adjust my braking in a tick, but it feels like a car that now I can sort of push, where beforehand, I was afraid that it was going to fall apart. So let's put a little bit of braking and maybe a little bit of traction. Let it coast into the corner, let it brake itself. And it's quick. Hands down, it's an improvement. Is it the print difference between the power module and the pan section? I don't know. Is it because they add a magnet? Is it now we've got screw backing, so nuts, that the car feels like it's stiffer? But it is definitely a better performing car. So I will take this to a bigger track in the future. We will visit outlaw slots and put it around a very big track. But I think let's adjust the wheelbase and let's take the Corvette for a spin. So let's adjust the wheelbase and take the 124 scale Corvette Bike Carrera for a spin. There's a couple of steps you need to do. You need to unscrew this screw here, which will then release the spring. There is a screw or a nut underneath the spring that you have to undo, which will then allow you to move this up and down. Once you've got your set wheelbase, screw this back up with the spring on, tighten the nut, and you are good to go. So now let's put the Corvette shell on top, onto the magnets like so, and let's go put this around the track and see how it performs. So now let's take the Corvette for a spin. We've shortened the wheelbase, as you can see by those steps. And the cool thing about this concept of car is you can drive different shells, different wheelbases. So let's go for a spin with the Corvette, and straight away, it is quick. Now remember, we are a shorter wheelbase. The Corvette shell has been held on by the magnet plate that comes with the kit when you purchase it. And if you don't like running the Stealth, or if you had enough of running the Stealth, which is the longer chassis style, well, you can run the Corvette or whatever 124 shell you want, and it actually performs really well. So I can imagine, how would you use this at a club? Well, if you're running GT3 or vintage class or F1 style, you can keep the same chassis but just keep changing the wheelbase and the shell. So this is a pretty functional chassis. Now, it does feel better. The upgrades or the changes that they've made honestly do feel better. I guess with more time and more configurations, you could refine it again, but it's starting to feel like a very nice slot car to drive, and I don't know, they might be onto a winner. What's your thoughts? So let's bring it on home, We're getting slippery tires now. And I think we wrap up this review. So that's a wrap on part 2 of our look at the NIGHTHAWK Stealth F1 concept by Full Earth Workshop, the updated version. We've seen the old, there's been some refinements, and it all happened because of this car right here, which I'm still blown away by that. So if you are happy with what you've seen, if you're interested in getting your own version of the Full Earth Workshop NIGHTHAWK Stealth F1 concept in the beautiful McLaren livery, please visit the website below. These are made to order. I'm impressed with the updates. We've come from this, some issues they had with the build and some of the choices they've made, and they've moved on to some of the updates. Now, I'm excited about Full Earth Workshop. Please give these guys a chance. This is their first concept. I'm hoping to see more for them, whether it's 143, 132, another 124 car, who knows? But keep an eye on them. American made, it's a great idea, and I think these companies should be supported. But that's a wrap. Again, if you want one, check out the website. But I'm out of here. Be safe, take care, support your local. Bye.